Hey folks, this is Ben Yessel. I'm just sacrificing eating here in the morning here a little bit to make a video because it's a little bit nicer out. And just got back from teaching a piano lesson and the rest of the day free, which is nice. So, yeah, make a few videos here. At least this one's more walky, outdoorsy. It's not exactly warm, but this is actually my favorite kind of weather as it is. Maybe it could be slightly warmer, but it's not too bad. So let's jump into the topic at hand here. If I were to write a letter to Hollywood. So I've made some videos, a few handful that a lot of people seem to jump on the bandwagon and watch it. And of course, it goes without saying that I've made quite a few videos that not too many people have watched. Whether or not they've watched them a lot or not, with time I'm coming to know a bit more of what kinds of videos a lot of people will want to see more, and which ones maybe not so much. One of the things that, of course, goes without saying too is that if you guys know me, if you've seen my videos for a while now, you know that I really don't give a rip. In a way, my channel's not monetized, and yeah, and if I were to monetize it, a lot of things would have to be different. You have to abide by all the federal regulations. You have to abide by all the YouTube rules. You'd have to make sure what your content was great for advertisements. You'd have to know that you have a lot of views for your stuff anyway. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that I'd have to give some serious thought to before I ever were to monetize my stuff. But again, with time I'm coming to see in my own way what kinds of things tend to get more views. And yeah, it's a lot of things. We all wonder about it. It's a kind of a human psychology thing. But essentially, it's kind of what's happening recently is one of the obvious things that everyone likes to jump on the bandwagon about. But for me, I don't talk about something unless I have a real interest in it, as you guys know. But it's also kind of a sensational, anything that sounds sensational. So it's just one of those tips, in a way, tips. I hate that word. This is just, if you make a YouTube video, by the way, and I'm gonna get to my subject at hand here in a second, but if you make a YouTube video and you make it sound sensational in its title and description, sensationalized, or you kind of bait someone a little bit, give them a little bit to go on, and you have a good picture or whatever, people might want to click on it because they're curious about it. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But at least they clicked on it. So if they don't like it, it's called clickbait. Kind of. I understand all of this better than I used to. I'm not sure if I really want to understand all this. I still don't think I really fully like YouTube culture, but it's a heck of a lot better than any other social media, in my opinion, which completely stinks. All that other stuff stinks. Facebook is nice for just kind of, oh, yep, okay. It's kind of like Facebook is a dinosaur, but it still has its purpose, I suppose. Serves its purpose, and everything else just doesn't really. I don't know why people use any other kinds of social media. That's not starting getting out of the topic at hand here. Back to my letter to Hollywood. So, again, if I were to make a video, if I were to write a letter to Hollywood right now, this is what I would say. Dear Hollywood, please stop making remakes. You're not gonna get more people into the theaters with remakes. That's not gonna happen. I mean, it will happen, but basically, it's just you're dumbing down everybody. I don't think that's right. Everybody's much more idiotic because of you. So please stop making remakes. There's no imagination. There's no originality. There's nothing. There's no reason to see a movie. if you've already seen, if you already know the characters, you already know the general nature of the plot, there's just no point. Sorry, folks. 1 second here. Anyway. So, stop making remakes. Second thing, Hollywood, is try some new stuff. Whatever it is that we don't like about Hollywood, one of the main things we don't like is the fact that we feel like, even if it's a new movie, it's new characters, whatever, it kind of feels like it's the same old thing. People wonder if you've run out of ideas sometimes. So you know what? I just think you're just getting lazy. I think your execs suck. And Joker, everybody loved it. The reason everybody loved it was because it was different. It was a different kind of movie. And the junk that you've been spewing out for the last 10 years, or I don't know how long. I mean, it's crap, man. And anybody who thinks it isn't crap, well, they're probably not very old. They don't remember how good movies were in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and maybe early 2000s. Okay, in Hollywood, we've talked about pedophilia a lot. I'm just going to say this. If you do evil stuff, it'll catch up to you. That's all I'm going to say there. I'm going to maybe go back the other way. So, the other thing too, Hollywood, is I'm not sure what you're thinking about. I'm not sure what's crossing your mind with regard to what constitutes a family-friendly movie or not, or what constitutes whatever genre you think that you're making a movie for. But let me tell you something here. Let me just tell you something. When it comes to something that's frightening, you cannot frighten an adult very easily. Most adults, at least. Maybe some women, maybe some whatever. You have to consider very intently, directors and everything else, you have to consider phobias and human psychology and visuals and what it is we're really afraid of again, and all the things we haven't really done yet, all the areas we haven't really explored yet. With fantasy, you have to consider something similar, but maybe more along the lines of things that are more in curiosity-provoking, wondrous, beautiful sort of stuff. But you have to do it. And you have to break new ground. And fantasy doesn't have to be this blockbuster stuff. It doesn't have to be huge budget stuff. It doesn't have to be... No. Just be out in the forest. We have a bunch of B-budget stuff, but it really truly is B-budget. And we're getting sick and tired of the cold, tough woman in fantasy or in horror. It's everywhere. The butch tough girl. It's getting to be a very tired cliche. It needs to go bye-bye. And it needs to go bye-bye now. I'm not saying it can't. I'm not saying it should cease to exist. If a character truly is that way, a character truly is that way. But man, there's so many of these sulky and utterly boring, banal female characters that are basically they're basically acting like men. It's fine if you want to have them here and there, but not every single one of them. Okay. And then with all the other genres, same thing. Comedy should be a no-brainer what's actually funny. Don't look to SNL anymore for any inspiration there. Okay. So, what else can I say? All these genres. Just don't do the same old crap. Some people will always see a movie, I guess, even if it is crap. And some people will see a movie if it doesn't have any profanity. But I refuse to lower my standards for my own imagination. I won't see a movie unless it's pretty stinking good at this point. And if there are no movies to make the cut, then I don't go to the theater. And if you want to put theaters out of business, Hollywood, because you are the fault, you're the problem, I'm just going to encourage everybody else, all the independent filmmakers, to get their act together, stop making these sulky, self-indulgent, artistic pieces of crap, and actually start making some great movies with the budgets you have, the acting talent you have. Period. Or let Europe take over. Or heck, even, Asia and India or something. And by the way, I mentioned this before, in India, culture is completely different. To me, yes, it often is more wholesome. And in case you're wondering why M. Night Shyamalan seems to be so wholesome and so not Hollywoodish in his whole outlook on things, why just the whole vibe, why he seems to fit right in with conservative Christianity, well, it's because India has some great things going on there, in my opinion, anyway. Now that there's still problems, of course, but goodness sakes, Bollywood is so much more family-friendly than Hollywood, for darn sure. Okay, so, then you tell me, oh, Ben, you just haven't seen enough Indian movies. Like, yeah, trust me. India's celestial compared to Hollywood. In case you don't want to, I can take someone else's word for it. I had a roommate from India when I was in college. He talked about this very thing. He didn't really go into much detail because it's not exactly a very encouraging subject, but he was just like, yeah, I knew what he was saying. Yep, Hollywood is correct. It is evil. So, okay, Hollywood. Back to you again. My letter to you. We keep being told that there's all these great actors. And then, oh, where are all the great actors now? There's still a lot of great actors. The problem is not just the actors. It's not really the actors. It's the whole system. It's just the way things are. And Spielberg and Lucas have talked about this, both those guys talked about this at length before. The industry has changed, it's true. Doesn't mean everything has to go to crap just because things are coming out straight to DVD or whatever, or Netflix or whatever. It doesn't mean that at all. But my my judgmentalness is not aimed at actors or actresses. It is aimed at scriptwriters, execs, and directors. Those three guys. All right. Leave me thoughts and comments below. Catch you guys later. Take care.